Thank you very much, and thanks for inviting us to this very important platform, and well done for having pushed this platform this far and not made it sensational like most platforms are, which is about gossip and petty issues. So it's a very important platform. So Umkhonto is an organization. You would see that there's extremely brilliant comrades within Umkhonto is a party, like at all levels. Like in terms of parliamentary caucus, Umkhonto has got the best caucus, like as compared to all other caucuses. So the skill set that you find in Umkhonto is qualitatively much superior than what you would find in the ANC, than what you would find in the EFF, than what you would find in the DA. And the DA is a team of illiterates. Like, but Umkhonto it's people whom, if you were to say take government tomorrow, they will run government efficiently. And we can't fold our arms and not do anything about that. We need to consolidate. Let's form one organization. Let's form one platform, not just organization. Let's form one campaigning platform,
right?
Which is going to resist such a total takeover. And then we must fight for 2/3 majority. Actually, the first time there was a talk of 2/3 majority was in October 2023. And then, of course, that time, it didn't sound believable. I was like,
yeah.
And then my input in that meeting was like, okay, of the parties that are here, the EFF is the biggest. Let's perhaps consider into, why don't you collapse everything as into EFF if you want to put an agenda? And then, of course, there was a deeper political characterization of the EFF, including identification of some of the subjective weaknesses that define the EFF, and which would make it impossible to constitute a broad front, or to be a broad front which could attract all sectors of society. And then we then agreed in principle, by the way, that let's go and have the campaigns separately.
Right.
But we will converge later on because our politics are more or less the same. Then we went into elections on the principle that no malignment against each other, no trying to delegitimize each other in terms of who is who and everything else there. But in principle, we are aligned in terms of the politics that we are in pursuit of. And one of those politics is the anti-colonial, anti-neoliberal, anti-racist politics, progressive agenda, return of the land, return of the natural resources to the control and benefit of majority of the people. Organization. I heard some of the comrades were saying they were shocked that I went to Umkhonto. Majority of the leaders of the economic freedom fighters knew that I'm going to join Umkhonto as a party. The most correct, sound, and best decision was to take the decision to join Umkhonto and contribute to its politics. And I'm convinced that this is the correct path and the correct decision that has ever been taken in the history of politics. I'm taking it to a different perspective now.
What it is in always be life seasons. Hey, the politics of South Africa between Flyod Shivambu, Jacob Zuma, and Julius Malema. That would drive you crazy, man. Literally drive you crazy. So Flyod Shivambu said that him and Julius were not friends. They were not friends at all. That means Julius Malema was the one who is a friend with Flyod. Flyod Shivambu said on the SMWX podcast with Wesizwe Walsh, the son of Dalimpofu. He said the relationship was of political principle, political alignment, so that I can be able to correct if that manner is wrong. If that manner is right, I can applaud. But if we're gonna have this sense of brotherhood, saying that we're brothers of the revolution, we die together, near together, it doesn't work, because we won't be able to correct each other in regards to principles, in regards to crime, corruption, and so other things not mentioned. And he went on to say that Julius Malema is surrounded by snakes. Julius Malema must be here, man. Mushabi, he must be here. That Julius Malema is surrounded by the people that he thinks are with him, but literally they're not. Because he does get in touch with them from time to time, and those ones that he doesn't get in touch with them is because they have this notion that if they surround themselves with him, you know, it will cause a lot of things. I know, allegedly, one of them being Dr. Ndlozi. So, comrades, I don't know, man. I don't know, but I love the idea of putting together the progressive caucus, saying that the enemy is not each other, but the enemy has always been one: colonization. The enemy has always been the state capture. And it literally doesn't make sense to me, again, that we can't be having these different political parties in South Africa, and they're all advocating for the black majority. Why don't we have one political party that would govern this country? One. You find Bo Musmaimane, Bo PAC, Bo IFP, MK now, EFF now, so forth and so forth. But they're all advocating for only one purpose: the black majority. The land must be given back to its rightful owners. It literally doesn't make sense. And it's now indeed proven that the EFF will never govern this country at all. As it remain calm and collective, my name is Lee. What it is will always be life seasons.
I don't expect more. So, you know, in Umkhonto is a part in the organization. There is a saying that Asbabis bayazizela, like that. We don't call them; they come by themselves. Forming an organization, and coincidentally, I had been involved in forming and founding an organization called the Economic Freedom Fighters, and thought that as part of consolidation, the descendants of colonial settlers are stratifying black political voices. First, they bought the ANC successfully through Cyril Ramaphosa, through a conference which was bought, and then every political party which they want to have control over, they just give a lot of money, like in finance, because they wanted to have the same circumstances where they control these small fiefdoms of so-called political parties, knowing that they can't fight back as a unified whole be constructed. It's not a secret that I conceptualized the Economic Freedom Fighters. The name, the references of commissars, commander-in-chief, the 7 cardinal pillars, the founding manifesto, and all its key documents, including the documents which are constituting the Third National People's Assembly. Like, I see the core and main document is the document which, in my resignation letter, I said should guide the organization on organizational redesign. So it's one of those things that had to be